Once a foreclosure sale auction date is set, you then know how much time you have to sell your house or get the loan reinstated. We're going to talk about understanding the foreclosure process. It's important to understand if you're in a judicial state or in a non-judicial state. Since we specialize with homeowners in the Jacksonville and Orange Park area, a judicial foreclosure requires the lien holder to file a civil lawsuit against the homeowner. Any lien holder can be your primary lender, could be your HOA company, it could also be a mechanic's lien, somebody that has performed a new roof.
If you had a roofer come through and you probably paid him a couple grand to start the roof and he said, I don't have any money to finish the roof, they could throw a lien on the property. The lien holders, like the bank or the mortgage, whoever you get your mortgage, so you're saying that after a while, the mortgage people go after you if you haven't made payments.
Yes, if you are 90 days behind on a payment, they will hire a lawyer known as a trustee, and they will file a lawsuit against your property. That's when the courts are involved and a lawyer is involved.
So I think what you're saying there is that when a lawyer is involved, isn't that like when we've seen people in this foreclosure situation and they get a letter in the mail saying, we're the trustee representing the mortgage company, we're coming after you. But what people don't realize is that letter, don't they charge you for that letter basically? I guess because the lawyer prepared the letter, sent it to you. And so you start seeing these things on your mortgage balance saying there's a fee of $400 just for that letter going out.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime there is a lawyer involved and the courts are involved, so many extra fees are added up. And that's what we mentioned so many times too when your house officially goes under pre-foreclosure, how over time it takes so much of your equity out. So it's really important to be proactive. Let's talk about the difference between pre-foreclosure and foreclosure or auction.
So I think a lot of people are confused when their house is in pre-foreclosure or foreclosure and they don't know what's really going on. To be honest, they know they haven't made the payments. That's the bottom line. When you know you haven't made the payments and then it's say your payment's $1,500 a month and you missed 3 payments. Now you're $4,500 behind. Once the lawyer starts coming after you, that $4,500 can quickly turn into $6,000.
Sure.
And then you get the statement saying a month later that now you owe $6 grand, and it gets higher, and you're going to feel even more overwhelmed. So back to what Kady was saying about the fees and everything else, when does it switch from pre-foreclosure to foreclosure?
The first step of pre-foreclosure is when you get the notice in the mail after being 90 days behind. The process is a little longer than it would be in a non-judicial state. So sometimes there is more time to make decisions on what to do. If a homeowner is in pre-foreclosure, it means the foreclosure process has started. Once a foreclosure sale auction date is set, you then know how much time you have to sell your house or get the loan reinstated. Once you have an official auction date, your options are very slim at that point. That's why we try to reach out in the beginning stages, because once you have an auction date, you either have to sell your home or pay the bank for that loan to be reinstated, which at that point can be $20,000 plus a lot of the times because it's been a drawn out process.
Was it after 90 days all of a sudden they're going to auction, or when is the usually timeline?
Judicial states can be a lot different. The timeline can vary. It depends on if you show up to your court dates. It depends on what you have agreed. There is no timeline, unfortunately, in a judicial state.
But the main thing about that, if there's no timeline, you need to reach out to us. We're going to walk you through what to do, how to save your home. Even though there's no exact timeline of when your house will go to auction, the main thing we want to reinforce is that those fees keep adding up. And so when you're overwhelmed at $4,500, $6,000 behind, you don't want to be at the point where you're $10,000 behind. And now that's where it leads into a whole spider web of different ways to try to deal with the situation. So the more money, the harder it is to help you recover your house and save your house.
When the courts are involved, there's no way to know the exact auction date. It can be set at any given time, usually from a 4 to 8 week time frame. At that time, you don't want to panic and try to figure out what to do and end up selling.
So at that time, when you're feeling overwhelmed and this whole process is just, and the letters keep coming, especially not just letters, you get phone calls from investors. If you ever got a speeding ticket, you'll get all these letters in the mail from lawyers. Once your house hits pre-foreclosure after 90 days, You're gonna get solicited by a lot of people who want to buy your house and offer you deals. A lot of people not in state who won't even see your house, and they'll make promises to you. So this is where it'll get overwhelming with the phone calls, the letters, the lawyer fees, and all this will just start bearing down on you. And then you're gonna be nervous, anxiety's gonna kick in, who knows what else will kick in.
You don't want to answer your phones, you don't want to answer text messages, you don't know who to trust at this point, you don't know who's on your side, who's not on your side, who's trying to scam you.
The best thing is just once something happens in your situation, the earlier you can catch it, even if you don't hit 9 days to get in pre-foreclosure, if you feel like, hey, 2 months and I can foresee this is not going the way I want it to go for my family, feel free to reach out to us. We'll definitely be there to help you out, guide you through, and walk you through what the best ways to save your property, save your house, and keep your lifestyle going, your family going. And it could be making some financial decisions that you got to do. It could be sell a car, whatever. But we're not here to pressure you to get your house sold. We're here to help you save your home and help you and your family keep moving on so you can enjoy the next Christmas at home.
Absolutely. We want to work towards your goal of keeping the home. Having the knowledge is power in this situation, knowing what you're up against and the options and solutions you have for it.
When you have questions, feel free to reach out to Kady and I, and we'll be more than happy to help you out and guide you through this process and do our best to help you save your home.
Hi, I'm Kady Andrioli, and I help homeowners fight foreclosure. We have many ways of stopping the foreclosure, negotiating with banks, and pointing you in the right direction. Please reach out today, call or text. We are here to help you guys, and we do not want to see you lose your home.